My little RAV4 has a big problem. It leaks a lot of oil. Like so much oil you can smell it burning off from meters away. Pretty much every single seal and gasket in here has completely failed. It's so bad that there's a fine mist of oil over the whole hood. Fortunately, I have a solution. Swapping in this engine right here. Now, this isn't the easiest way to fix an oil leak, but it has the side benefit of a turbo and increasing the power by 116%. What we have right here is a 5th Gen 3S GTE from a Toyota Caldina GT4. This thing makes 260 horsepower, which should be more than enough to motivate the 2,400-pound RAV. Is this engine also leaking oil? Absolutely, but we're going to be fixing that, and also we want to rip out the engine from the old RAV. Now, this should be pretty much a direct drop-in, but I still have a lot of questions, which is why we have this absolutely massive list of things that we need to get done. The primary goal is to get the wiring loom out of the RAV and off of this so they can be sent off to be, combined later into something that will work, but I have many other questions. The biggest of which is, will this engine come out? We already know that a bunch of the bolts in the suspension are completely seized and rusted over the past 29 years, so I'm kind of concerned that some of the bolts for the front subframe are also completely destroyed. So if I can't drive my RAV4 anyway because the whole wiring harness is gone, I think we might as well drop the engine, find out if there's anything absolutely awful that happens, and proceed. Should we start?
Let's go.
Yeah! So the first thing that we need to do is remove the running boards so we can put it on the lift. Wow! The very first bolt of the project snapped. That's a good sign.
Wow.
Now we can safely put it in the air. Running boards, done. Now we need to drain all of the fluids, which the RAV4 is already attempting to do, but we want to do a little bit faster. I was not kidding when I said every single seal and gasket was just puking. It's truly incredible. There's even oil all the way up here. There's literally nothing with oil in it above that. It has been flung all the way up front. Engine oil. Nice. Transmission oil. Oh, oh my God. Oh. Please don't tell me that just dripped. That looks new. It smells like red line. Good stuff. Andy, are you sure that you want to stand right there?
Let's try it.
You're in the splash zone, I think.
Even better.
Place your bets now if there's any oil in the coolant. I have half a suspicion that there's a head gasket leak, but the oil seems fine. Whoa, oh, comes out there.
Oh my God, Alex! Don't show this footage to our landlord.
But yeah, it seems like there's a head gasket problem. Or just a bunch of rust and it's really old. It smells bad. For the sake of the floor, I think all of this just needs a big old clean. Fluids are drained. I've been having some rattles from the exhaust, and I think that clip and this heat shield and this heat shield and those clips and that might have had something to do with it. Oh no. Is this filled with water? No. Strange, why was that one spot filled with water? Oh, sorry.
I got it. Tried to murder me, jeez. Oh my.
Shake hands with danger.
Bull bar also has to come off, so I'm disconnecting the lights, and I am really not looking forward to putting the bull bar back on because it was awful to get it centered. Oh, all right.
See ya.
One of the things I'm going to have to make for this is a completely custom exhaust. And to make that a bit easier, we have this Creality Surmoon P1, and I'm going to 3D scan the entire underside. So in CAD, I can figure out all the bends and crap that I need and get everything ordered for that. And now it's just going to take quite a while for this thing to take all of the data and turn it into something usable in software. But I find it absolutely wild that this thing is able to just scan a completely black underside of a car without really complaining at all. It has blue laser and infrared, and although infrared isn't as accurate, for something like this where you don't really care, it's friggin' sick. Now we just need to start removing wires. Most of them are accessed from the top, but there's a little knock sensor on the back here that's definitely easier to reach from the bottom. All right. Battery can just leave. Several hours of undoing clips later, and I think we have undone every single one. This right here is the entire wiring harness for the engine, and it can just go, I don't know, here somewhere, I guess. Wires disconnected. Huge thanks to Nomad eSIM for sponsoring today's video. I'm heading to Open Source in San Francisco, which means I'm going to another country, and guess how I'm going to stay connected with zero hassle? Nomad eSIM. It's easy to choose the right plan for your budget. Maybe you're staying for just one day or going for a whole 30-day dream vacation. Well, Nomad, you can stop paying for those overpriced roaming charges. Nomad covers over 200 plus destinations, and you can set up a plan that covers multiple countries so you can stay connected wherever you go. They're now introducing a new feature called Nomad Pass, which allows you to have worry-free connectivity across 35 plus countries in Europe for just $3 a month. Right now, they're providing a 15% discount automatically, so you can save even more. Simply opt in and you can have your permanent eSIM installed whenever you need to. So get Nomad eSIM today. Scan the QR code here or click the link down below to get your exclusive 20% off. I think we have like 2 more things to undo and this engine's ready to come out. All right, is this going to spray fuel all over the place? Ugh. Yeah, very cool. Clutch line coming off. And you said those pliers to be able to stop it from leaking everywhere. It isn't leaking. Because the center of gravity is going to massively change when we take the engine and subframe out of this, we're just gonna strap it to the lift in case, you know, that change is big enough to cause the whole thing to fall off. We developed some genius level tech for RAV4 engine swaps. So when you have to take all of this off, of course you need to undo your brakes, which means there's brake fluid going all over the place. Not so good. I would just hop in the car, but we have ratchet strapped it to the lift and I don't feel like undoing that. So instead, we are getting the brake fluid out with a broom. Incredible, I know. Our genius knows no bounds. Before we undo the stuff on the bottom, we want to just make sure it's secure-ish from the top. With just a couple bolts, everything right here should be able to pop off, assuming that we haven't missed something. Toyota were very nice and put a little hole in the control arm so that we can just sneak the impact up through there to the other bolts of the subframe. Power steering fluid, I think?
Yeah, anti-rust.
Yeah, I guess that the entire frame is anti-rusted if there's oil in that. Okay. Are we able to get low enough? Wouldn't go low enough for the pallet. Let's see if we can just drop it onto these blocks. Sure. That may or may not be fine. Okay. Now the only things holding it in should be the engine mounts. More extendo. This should be the very last bolt holding everything in. Seems that was true. Is it caught on this engine mount here? Kind of seems like it. Yeah, it's not coming off of that one bolt. Seems we need violence. Oh my God, there's a little nut that we forgot on the underside here. Yeah, hopefully this doesn't all fall out and crush my arm. There we go. I'll say it again. Now we can lift up the RAV4 and leave the engine behind. Oh, it's caught on the stupid steering column. I watched a thing and they're like, don't worry about it, it'll just fall out. The friggin' whole engine's being held up by the steering column, that's not great. I did remove the bolt and it's supposed to just come out now.
All right, this side is lifted.
Oh, there we go. Ha-ha! Aha! We took an engine out of a car. Hell yeah! The engine now is officially out.
All right, that thing can go into the bin.
With the engines out and being able to see them side by side, a lot of things that I had questions about before have become very clear. So I want to run you through my plan, mostly so you guys can check my plan and I can know that it's gonna be good. For fuel in, I think I can just take this hose right here and put it on that engine. Oh, hello, cool. That seems to have just gone right on there. Fuel can now go into the engine, but it also needs to come out because the new engine has a fuel return, whereas the old one just didn't. Based off my research, I was expecting to have to run a fuel return line all the way from up here down into the gas tank, but it seems like that might not be necessary because of this black box right here, the EGR. The EGR basically takes unburned fuel from your exhaust and either reuses that in the engine or just sends it back to the fuel tank, although the new engine just doesn't have that at all. So I think if we delete this, I can just use this return line right here, attached to the engine, and we're all good. Please let me know.
Or we can just put a spark plug in your exhaust and it can shoot fire.
With an open return line, that's a horrible. As for the intake, guys, you need to see this. So here's the old one, it can go. This intake just simply came off of my Golf, and it turns out it fits on there perfectly.
Wow.
Probably gonna need to cut it to make it all fit, but you get the idea. I also need to attach this hose and this hose to the intake, which I think I can just 3D print something and chuck it in there. Also, I have no clue what this thing right here is. Maybe it needs to also be attached to the intake. Can you let me know, please? One thing that I should be attaching to the intake that I'm not going to is this little bung right here. Now, we have a top mount intercooler, so turbo compresses air, this cools it down, and then it goes into your engine. And when you close the throttle, it needs to go somewhere, and it's supposed to go out here and recirculate into your intake. My plan is just simply to cap this guy off right here, and then we get a bunch of compressor surge and rally car noises. It's very fun. If I do cap this off, I might also need to cap this off. I'm not totally sure. Let me know. Also, if you guys think that having a bunch of compressor surge is a bad idea, I can add a blow-off valve here, but I think it'll be a lot more fun sounding if I don't. One thing this engine does have that my RAV4 doesn't is AC. So we have a compressor right here, but none of the other stuff that you need to actually make an AC system work, and I don't really care if this has AC. My hope is I can just remove the AC compressor and use the mount from the other engine and everything just works. Let's see. Aha. This, ladies and gentlemen, is an alternator. Haha. Basically, your engine spins this guy and it creates electricity and charges your battery. Without it, your car doesn't start. The bracket off of the old engine just isn't really gonna work here. Some of the bolts are in slightly different positions and the mounting would be a whole thing. I'd have to cut some of that bracket off. It seems like a lot more effort than just simply getting another belt and using this tensioner right here. One thing that would be silly though is to go to all of the effort of swapping this engine just to have this one explode because we didn't properly maintain it while it was out. So we're going to do a timing belt. The timing belt is very important because if it breaks, your pistons hit your valves and then your whole engine is a complete write-off. Now, right here, we can see that you have to do it every 100,000 kilometers. I know that this engine has done about 190 and I have no clue if the timing belt's ever been done. There's no documentation, so we're gonna do it. Hello, cam gears, looking dusty. So long, power steering pump. We'll also have to look into the power steering, which appears to be leaking, but that's a problem for another time. Will the harmonic balancer pulley just come out? Let's see. Sometimes they'll just come off with a bit of encouragement. I don't think this one will. To remove the harmonic balancer, I got this harmonic balancer removal tool, but part of that is putting these bolts into the harmonic balancer and the holes are just, I don't know if it's the wrong thread or they're just filled with junk, but I'm gonna try and clean them up a bit. This tool worked good. Just pulling her off by hand, that's not a problem at all. Nice. Hello, timing chain. I tried to determine the age of the belt based. Does the engine turn? Yes, that's a good sign for it actually working. Is the engine in time? And yeah, everything's lining up, that's good. To get the belt off, we just need to release the belt tensioner, which is 2 bolts. So long, old timing belt. Oh, she's out of time now. While we're in here, we're also going to replace the oil pump and the water pump. Both of those probably aren't necessary at the moment, but it gives us some peace of mind and it's silly not to do it while we're already in here, especially since maybe it's fine. I don't know, it's hard to tell. The power steering's put so much oil over everything. Definitely needs a clean before we start just opening stuff. Oh, look at that. Oh.
So satisfying. Get to have It's the cardboard underneath. Yeah.
Idler pulley. Right, will you come off, Mr. Oil Pump? Aha, it will. Sweet. So here we can see how all of the oil is pushed through your engine. So crank spins this pulley, which in turn spins this little, I don't know, 4-lobed thing in this 5-lobed thing that then also spins around, and that compresses the oil, spins it through your engine, and that's how it works. Gross. I want to take this oil pump gear off so that I can get at the seal that's underneath it, but that requires undoing this nut, and right now it's just spinning freely, so I need to make a tool. There we go. I splurged and got a dedicated seal pulling tool. Oh my God, that worked good. When you're putting stuff like this back together, you want to use some assembly lube. It's basically very sticky lube that gets in there before all of the oil has a chance to, because the oil will drain out. This stays there. So this sort of stuff that our Patreons pay us for.
Subscribe to our Patreon.
Oh wow, I wasn't expecting that to just slide right on in. Excellent. Always thoroughly lube the shaft. 24 Newton meters, and then we are good. Now this can go back on. There we go. These oil pump bolts get torqued to 8.8 Newton meters, which is not very much. Now we have to remove the water pump. It's a very similar process to what we just did with the oil, except I see a Phillips head screw, so maybe that'll be awful. Oh, Toyota, I feel like you know better than this. Oh, no disturbing. It is the next day and I have acquired JIS screwdrivers. Screwdriver standards are incredibly stupid. If you look here, here we have Phillips, here we have Posi Drive, here we have JIS. They all look functionally identical, but if you use the wrong one, you strip your screws. So any luck we can get this bolt out now. If this doesn't come out, we give up and don't worry about the water pump. Water pump doesn't look like it's leaking, so it's good.
And Phillips sucks.
Mr. Idler pulley, you can come off. Now I want to remove the cam pulleys so that I can replace the seals that are underneath them. And to do that, you definitely want to get one of these cam gear pulley holder chummies. Otherwise you might have a bad day. I also want to do the valve cover gasket, which does appear to be leaking. So let's just tear everything off of this right now and have a good look at this engine. While we're taking off everything required to get at the valve cover gasket, I think that we have entirely freed the loom. Look at this guy right here. Come on out, come on out. Oh. Come on. One more one, please. This right here, as well as the entire wiring harness from the original RAV, these two together are what we send off so they can be combinolated, and then I don't have to worry about all of the wiring. Excellent. All right, I have made the executive decision that we are not going to worry about the valve cover gasket today. Not because it doesn't need to be done, it very clearly does, but because I have decided to paint the valve cover. The plan was just, you know, give it a clean, throw it on, call it a day, but it would look so nice if it was painted. So comment down below if you want to be red, blue, or yellow. It's not getting green. For now, let's finish the timing belt. These seals right here, they need to leave. We're definitely succeeding in ruining that seal. Oh, there we go. You just go in. Thing apparently you can do is hit the old seal with a hammer to put the new seal in. It's not working as good as I was hoping. Nope, I destroyed it. I need to buy another one. Gave this cover a little coat of paint just for funsies.
No wonder why it looks so good.
Pulleys get torqued to 43 foot-pounds. There we go. Nice brand new idler pulley. Wonderful. 38 foot-pounds. 32. 15 foot-pounds on the tensioner. The belt now needs to go on, and conveniently Toyota has put these little marks on the belt so that we can line up our pulleys without too much of a problem. That's lined up, that's lined up, that's lined up. Okay, now we spin it twice and see if it still all lines up. Wait, I probably was supposed to pull that first, whatever. Yeah, definitely was supposed to pull that first. Okay, or that was one go. Just as everything aligns, which it does, Mr. Screwdriver starts going back down. I think we're good. Either way, I'm gonna buy a timing light, so if we did screw it up, we can find out, even though it running like will probably let us find out. All right, timing job is done. There's still a fair bit that I want to do to just cosmetically clean this up before it goes into the RAV, but I'm feeling pretty good. So that we can continue to use our lift, we need to take all of this and put it onto this little cart so we can move it around, and hopefully it's not super sketchy when we do it. Hopefully this is easy to get out. All right, I've located the ECU. It's just right in there, and if I just unplug some stuff right here, we might be able to pull it through, minus the fact that I've cable managed a bunch of that's gonna be a problem. Come on, yes! We have a whole wiring harness that is separate from the car.
And you can go with the other wiring harness. Have fun on your trip. It also shows how much oil your car leaks. That's from the wiring harness.
Sick. RAV4 needs to go somewhere to chill for a little bit so we can use our lift, but we're gonna use this engine hoist at first to lift up the front, although I have a sneaking suspicion with no engine, 2 dudes can just move this thing around.
How can I help?
You can film. The engine hoist is there, I guess, but need to do a 180. I'm hitting stuff. Yeah, look at the turning radius. Oh, we need to go back more.
Oh yeah, plenty of room.
We're gonna hit a thing. All right.
2, 3. Okay, that's good. Ow, 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 ow.
Doing all right? All right. Oh.
Okay, cool. Jack stand?
Yep. Oh, don't worry, Ravi. You won't be here for too long, hopefully. So huge thanks for watching. Hit like, get subscribed, and of course, have a great old day. If there's anything that we missed on the engine or in this right here, please let us know. This is my first time like actually doing an engine swap, so I don't know what I'm doing. Well, have a great old day.
Subscribe to our Patreon.
Hell yeah.